Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to the 8th of July 2024. We have just over 1 hour left of trading today. That includes a closing auction, and it's been a red day on the ASX apart from tech. And in fact, resources or mining down big, 1.62%. I'm a little bit surprised we are down a fair bit. I thought maybe up a little bit because if you looked at the overnight session in America, United States, everything was in the green. Nasdaq up 1%. This was talking about Friday night our time. So Nasdaq up 1%, Dow Jones 0.17%, and the S&P up 0.55%. So I suppose it might just be negative sentiment within mining that could be seeing us down. However, it could just be we're a little bit more pessimistic about the future. Maybe that's why, and maybe it's all revolving around possible increases in interest rates. So right now, it does seem like we're a little bit more pessimistic than the Americans because those indices, particularly the Nasdaq, are on an absolute tear right now. You can't say that about the Australian market. So the agenda for today's video, fairly similar than other videos. We'll have a look at the best and worst performing indices, sectors, and also companies. Also have a top 5 stocks of the day. And I have a few that did not quite make it into it. So a little bit more going on when it comes to announcements. Hopefully this will continue during the rest of the week because last week, particularly Friday, was quite barren in terms of exciting news flow. And then I might have a look at some charts. I have no idea what charts I'll look at, but I'm sure I can think of some as we go through the rest of the video. Okay, so let's have a look at the ASX today. And we already know it is down, 0.7% down for the XJO. And yeah, tech's had a good day. So more than likely, WiseTech's had a good day, REA Group's had a good day, maybe Aristocrat, while mining's down, which would probably mean BHP, Rio Tinto, Fortescue. How's energy going? Let's have a look. So IT up, discretionary up, and worst performing sectors, materials and energy. Yeah, so Santos probably down, Woodside down. Healthcare's had a bad day, down by over 1%. So CSL may have had a bad day. Real estate down 0.83%. So maybe Goodman Group. Telstra's probably down because of telecommunications. And if we have a look at the ASX 20 down 0.81%, which is actually worse than the small caps. So small caps has not a bad day, only down 0.18. So it seems like the bigger companies are letting us down today. So a lot of people like to invest in the big companies because they're safer, less volatile. Yet today is a little bit different. And maybe some of those investors are feeling the pain today. Okay, so let's have a look at the ASX 20 or the XTL. So I am assuming 4 companies are up, 16 down. 4 up, 16 down. Let's have a look. See. 5 up, 15 down. And I'm going to call it right now. WiseTech, REA Group, 2 companies up, and every single mining company is down. Telstra's down, Goodman Group down. So let's have a look, and we'll do it by percentage change. And let's start with the worst performing companies. There's Fortescue. Santos is in there. BHP, Rio Tinto, Woodside, CSL, Telstra, and Goodman Group. All those companies down by over 1%. However, REA Group's there as well. Maybe it's because of real estate, even though it's a tech company, people thinking real estate. I don't know. No idea. And the best performing companies, Wesfarmers. And there's WiseTech and ANZ Group. Macquarie's are up, but it's not one of the 4 big banks. So ANZ Group has been performing a little bit better than some of the other banks in the past week. And there's Aristocrat as well. So those are the 5 companies up. Not surprised by those companies, not surprised about the worst performing companies just based off the individual sectors. I didn't have a look at the indices, did I? Let's go back. And probably no shocks in there. I'm not even sure why I have to look at that. Gold's had a good day. So again, gold is just weirder. Not weird, but it goes against what you usually see when we talk about commodities. So gold up today, while overall commodities are down. And funny enough, quite a few gold companies, Ramelius, Regis Resources, Emerald, and maybe 1 or 2 others, released their activities report or what can we call it? Activity report or just a quarterly overview? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the announcements. Just take your time, ComSec. No need to rush. I should have had this opened up earlier. Let's go all the way back to the start of the day. This is that time of year where companies are starting to release, mining companies and smaller ASX non-mining companies are starting to release their activity report. And Ramelius, record financial year 24 production, and Regis grows cash and bullion by a record $109 million in the fourth quarter financial year 24. And Encounter Resources, no, I'm going to talk about Encounter Resources, by the way, came in number 2 on my top stocks of the day. And Red 5 talked about June quarterly results. And I'm missing Encounter Resources, not Encounter Resources, Emerald somewhere in there. I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere. Anyway, so that we're in that time of year where we are starting to see these sort of reports being released, but I do prefer Appendix 4Cs and Appendix 5Bs, and we did receive one Appendix 5B today. And because this is the first Appendix 5B or 4C for the quarter, I have put that into my top 5 announcements of the day or stocks of the day, even though it's not a producing company. So it's a production, what do you call it? An exploring company. But what they're exploring is interesting. And I thought I'd have a look at this company. And that company comes in at number 5 on my top stocks of the day. Okay, so let's go back to the best performing and worst performing companies. And we'll start with the companies by percentage change. And Rex Minerals is on the list. I don't remember seeing this company release an announcement. But just because I don't remember doesn't mean it didn't. So let's have a look at Rex Minerals, up 60% on pretty high turnover. And did they release an announcement? Yes. Okay. I'm going to complete. This is probably why I missed it, because they've been taken over, looks like. Enters a 393 million scheme implementation deed with MACH, and more than likely, the takeover bid is probably for like 50 cents, between 45 and 50 cents. So let's open up Rex Minerals. This is the reason why I did not include this company into my top 5 stocks, because it may not be on the ASX for too much longer. And at 47 cents, so between 45 and 50, and almost right smack in the middle there at 47 cents. 393 million. So I don't know much about this company at all. But it's a pretty big company. Copper. Looks like it does copper. Is it producing copper? I have no idea. Let's go back 1 year. Have a look at the most recent cash flow report. Not even sure why I'm doing this, because if this takeover bid goes through, we won't have Rex Minerals on our registry. Not registry, what do you call it? Our ASX. And it seems like it's an exploring company. Okay. So Rex Minerals is the best performing company on the ASX today, but it's been taken over. We have a few other companies here, but on fairly light turnover. FBR, 5th best performing company, and this company did make it into my top 5, coming in number 3, share price up 21.88%. I want to have not a closer look at this company, but I do believe, and I don't want to say there's been loose lips with this company, but the share price of FBR had been on a little bit of a run the last 3 trade days of last week, and then the company releases a price-sensitive announcement first thing on Monday morning. Loose lips, anyone? Yes, I don't want to say it, but it doesn't look that good. But nothing's going to happen to anyone. ASIC won't do anything about it, even though it's pretty obvious. Encounter Resources up 19.2%. That company comes in at number 2 on my top 5 stocks of the day. Quickstep, company I've been following for many, many years. And M Medical Developments, a company I've been following for many years. I don't remember either of these companies releasing an announcement. No, for Quickstep and Medical Developments, no. In fact, their last announcement was April. I'm going to have a look at both of these companies' charts. Are the charts for these 2 companies looking interesting? I say no, because both of these companies have been in long-term downtrend. But maybe sentiment is starting to shift. Anything else there? No. So let's have a look by market cap. So Red 5 is another company. I think I did mention that. Is a company that did release some sort of quarterly update. Zip up 6.67%. We'll have a look at Zip. So share price took off. It broke out not that long ago, 2 trading days ago, and it's continued on its climb. Core Lithium is in there. Actingen is another company that I've been looking at. And then SKS Technologies has made it into my top 5 as company number 1, up 10% today. And Argenica, another company that is doing really well. So I'm going to have a look at a Argenica chart and also have a look at Actinogen. Other than that, nothing. Waratah Minerals up again. So it's like 3 days up in a row for that company, waiting for that company to, share price of that company to pull back a little bit, but just doesn't want to pull back at this point in time. Okay, so let's have a look at the top losers. And we have a few companies down by over 20%, but it's on a fairly low turnover. Titomic had a really good day on Friday, and there's been a little bit of selling today. So we'll have a look at that chart for that company. But it's remaining above 10 cents. That's the most important thing. Lavoto, the chart started looking pretty good for that company. So I might have a look at that chart as well. So I thought there's a chance that's starting to move into an uptrend. And that's all she wrote. Or there's Clio Diagnostics. That chart had been looking good as well. Clinival had a really good day on Friday, down 10% today. I was concerned about that. I thought there was potential of a breakout in that company's share price or chart. And I think today may have put an end to that. A lot of selling has come in today. And we'll have a look at the chart for that company at the end of the video. By market cap, there's Clinival, Latin Resources, nothing of much interest there. Inner Research has had a few big down days in the past. I'd say a lot of that is just profit taking, or even a little bit of panic selling, or maybe even a little bit of stop losses being hit. But I'd say there's a chance that in like a week or two, share price will be significantly higher than when it started from today, which was about 90 cents. And other than that, yeah, nothing of note. Okay, so I've already mentioned that a few mining companies, particularly gold companies, Ramelius, Regis, Emerald, and Red 5 all released their like quarterly updates or something like to do with that. And they've all had pretty good days. So Regis up 2.37%. Ramelius up, last time I looked, up 2.46%. Red was up about 7.2%. And what was the other one? Emerald Resources up 3.13%. Is this just because of positive sentiment in the gold sector? Maybe. So let's have a look at a few other gold companies, just to see if they're all up as well. West African, yes. What about Northern Star? Down. Evolution, up. Okay, so, and what's another one? Capricorn. Let's have a look at Capricorn. Yeah, so most of gold companies, apart from Northern Star, are up today. So it could be just, I wouldn't say noise, but maybe not because of their quarterly updates. So won't discuss any more when it comes to these gold companies. GQG, a company I am trading right now, released their funds under management. They do this every single month, and another good month for this company. Share price down now, though. However, share price did get above $3 on open, so a little bit of selling during the day. So let's have a look at the chart for this company. A very quick look at the chart. Nothing to be concerned about. I think it's just overall negative sentiment in the market has just forced a little bit of selling today. You can see, yeah, a little bit of selling today, but the share price did get above $3 for a short period of time. A company that I have been looking at, a company called Infini, I88. Share price has been on an absolute tear. Company is in a trading halt right now. Indicated price is up 13.3%, and it's not for capital raising because they just did a capital raising, I believe. I believe they just did a capital raising. I could be mistaken. I thought they did. Maybe I'm thinking of another company. Anyway, this company, I think it's uranium, if I remember correctly. They do talk about uranium, yeah. But this trading halt is in regards to a material exploration result at Portland Creek Uranium Project. And just based off the indicated price or the indicative price, however you want to pronounce that, the market is saying it's going to be good. So Infinity Resources in trading halt, and nothing we can do about it now if you're holding it or not holding it. And that's the chart for Infinity. Been on an absolute tear. In fact, the share price is almost at an all-time high, even though share price fell from its opening day from 56 cents 56 cents down all the way to 13 cents. It's now back up towards 56 cents. So good times for Infinity. What else do we have here? Another company that almost made it onto my top 5, and maybe it could. Osco, up 5.26%. They were awarded a $5 million contract. So I'm not the biggest fan of these sort of announcements. And to be honest with you, the share price and the chart for Osco, it's boring. It's just going sideways. Yeah, she's going sideways. Nothing and no volume in this announcement today. So this is not in my, by my definitions, a breakout. Okay, so let's get to the top 5 announcements of the day before we have a look at some charts. And we'll start off with VTM, which is Victoria Metals, the company that released the very first Appendix 4C or 5B for the June quarter. So congratulations, Victory Metals. Now I'm just going to wait for the very first Appendix 4C, and I'll also feature that company in the top 5 stocks of the day. So just because you released this particular announcement is the reason why you've made it into the top 5 announcements. Call activities and Appendix 5B cash flow report. Some companies separate these two into separate announcements. This company decided to combine the two. I prefer separate announcements because I just want to open up the Appendix 5B or the quarterly cash flow report. That's all I want. But in this case, it's okay because I wanted to know what this company does. Well, they're a mining exploring company with some windmills, whatever you call these. And I like the highlights section because it tells me a lot about this company. And I just like this company because they're doing something with critical magnet metals, which include praseodymium, neodymium, terbium, and disoprosium. That's right, 4 metals I know nothing about, except they're critical magnet metals. Thank you, Victory Metals. Leach test work done with a composite of material from Victoria's or Victory's successful recent beneficiation test work program sourced from 13 drill holes from across the North Stanmore deposits. Outstanding results were achieved with a magnesium sulfate wash with a low leach time of 4 hours. Metallurgical results also confirmed high recoveries of scandium. So we have all these metals I know nothing about, but at least I can pronounce scandium, unlike that first one, PR, praseodymium. And they also talk about uranium just below that, recovery of deleterious radioactive elements uranium and thorium, and less than an average abundance in the upper continental crust. And they also did a couple raising. Okay, so where's this North Stanmore? I have no idea where it is. Do they mention where it is? I actually didn't have a look at this. Do they have a map? There it is in Western Australia. Looks like in a remote part of Western Australia. And the things typically these sort of Appendix 5Bs, I will only have a look at the cash flow. That's it. And if a company doesn't have any receipts, I move on to the next Appendix 5B or 4C. But I'm lingering a little bit longer in this company because, again, it is the first Appendix 5B for the June quarter. No receipts to customers. So this is an exploring company. And probably the next thing I want to know is how much cash they have on hand. So 2.4 million. They did a capital raising as well, which was a $2.5 million capital raising. No, wait, that wasn't cash on hand. That's the cash flows from financing activities. So they went from $895,000 cash on hand to now 2.9 million. So still not a lot of cash on hand. And this company is fairly small. If I remember correctly, it's like a $30 to $40 million market cap. Yeah, 33.4 million. So it's still fairly small. But the most important thing is they did a capital raising. They have a little bit of cash on hand. So let's have a look at the chart for this company. Victory Metals, company I've never heard of before. And chart is volatile. It's going sideways. You could have said it's moving into an uptrend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the past 2 years. So maybe this is the start of a long-term uptrend. I just don't know because the share price is going sideways. You can see this just by these crosses, moving average crosses, the 50 and 200-day moving average crosses. During these periods, crossed over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And if you have, or we see a chart where it's in a well-defined uptrend or downtrend, you won't see any crosses. So that tells me that there has been no trend in the share price of this company over the past 2 years. This almost goes back 2 years, February 2023. So we'll say 18 months. But if you just look at this period, it's looking more interesting. The volume hasn't, probably not getting to the heights I'd probably like to see, but I can't say anything bad about the chart right now. Nothing bad about Victoria. I just want to say Victoria. Nothing bad about Victory Metals chart right now. But this company just intrigues me because of what they're mining. All these scandium and praseodymium. Sorry for not pronouncing that metal. Anyhow, I've not seen any companies mining that stuff, plus uranium and thorium. So that's coming in number 5. We have a company called Victory Metals. Coming in number 4, sneaky entry into the top 5. This was not going to make it. And the reason this was not going to make it is because they released their announcement at 10:16 a.m. By this stage, I was well away from the computer. And just fortunately for Nova Eye Medical, they released their announcement, record sales results. And I was able to see this particular announcement before I started recording these videos. So it snuck in at number 4, and I just like record sales announcements. So in fact, this particular announcement pushed Osco out of the top 5. And I do prefer this sort of announcement over a contract announcement. So glaucoma, obviously this company has something to do with eye medical stuff. Excuse me. Don't have anything to drink either. Forgot to fill my cup up. So glaucoma, let's just have a look at what this company does. And this is what you're supposed to do. Management teams who don't put in a back section when you release announcements. This happened to me looking at a company, I think it was last week, a company who released announcements and didn't put any about section at the end of the announcement. So Nova Eye Medical is a medical technology company that develops, manufactures, and sells a portfolio of proprietary, oh, come on with the names, a proprietary ophthalmic treatment technologies and devices used by eye surgeons globally. These technologies include eye track, advanced, a minimally invasive consumable glaucoma surgical device that restores the eye's natural outflow pathway to lower pressure inside the eye and to eliminate patient reliance on anti-glaucoma medications for mild, moderate glaucoma. There you go. There's also have something else after that. Based in Fremont, California, which I do know a little bit about, supported by a global network of distribution partners, manufacturing facilities in Fremont and Dunedin, New Zealand. There you go. Let's go back up to the crux of this particular announcement. So financial year 24 glaucoma segment sales up 37% to $15.3 million US dollars. USA sales up 17.73% to 11.4 million. Second half sales up 77%. Fourth consecutive half year of revenue growth in the United States. But nothing about profit or cash flow. So that'd probably be my next question about this company. Looks pretty nice, this little table or graph or whatever you want to call it. So in fact, sales have increased from 3 million to 6 million in 1 year. So sales have doubled. And that's all she wrote. Any expectations? Well, so I don't know if this company is profitable. They do have a presentation slide, but it's only 6 pages long, so not much in this. I didn't actually have a look at this one. And then just talking about revenue, that's all they're talking about, revenue, which makes me think they're nowhere near being profitable. Just talking about revenue throughout the world, and they're really growing nicely in USA, not in Germany, however, and not in China, and not in the rest of the world. So it's all the growth is United States. Maybe that's what they've wanting to do, and that's it. We could have a look at, let's have a look at ComSec financials, historical financials. So there's a massive drop in revenue from 1919 to 2020. What happened there? And yeah, the company is loss making and had a loss in the last year of, where is it? $15 million. Okay. So a long way from being profitable, it seems like. So let's have a look at the chart for Nova I Medical. And this chart does nothing for me at all. Let's go back even further, and it does absolutely nothing for me at all. So let's have a look at the weekly chart. And in fact, the weekly chart is in a long-term downtrend. Share price got to a high back in 2016, a high of almost, no, above $1.50. Now it's 27 cents. So doing nothing for me. Massive increase in volume from the start of 2023. What's going on there? Maybe increase in shares on issue? Possibly. Don't know. My phone just saying it's running out of juice, so I've got to connect it up to my power. I'm just timing. I always time these videos. Okay, so next coming in number 4, we have Nova I Medical. I have a feeling this company is in my health watch list, but I don't really look at this company all too much. And one of the main reasons behind that is the chart, and it doesn't look like the company is profitable. But it's an okay announcement. Still moving in the right direction. Now on to FBR. I did talk about this company in one of my recent videos, and this company used to be called Fast Brick Robotics. And that's important because that particular name tells you what this company does. I prefer that name over FBR. It tells me nothing about the company. So Fast Brick Robotics. So a robot building the sides of the bricks on a house, that sort of thing. Okay, and the market loves this particular announcement, up 28.13%. However, the share price has been on a test, so there could be just a bit of FOMO. And also this announcement has expanded on that FOMO, and day traders have just fallen in love with this company in the past few days. So Hadrian X arrives in the United States. Doesn't sound that exciting, does it? And to be honest with you, no. And the only reason this company made it onto my top 5 is just how the share price has performed the last 3 trading days, and it's continued today. So a robotic technology company. So it's bricklaying technology. Pleased to advise that its first next generation Hadrian X construction robot has arrived in the United States. Unloaded from a facility in Fort Myers, or it was being unloaded to a facility in Fort Myers. And what was interesting here is they are receiving a payment, $600,000 from CRH Ventures, and they are doing a demonstration program. The demonstration program requires FBR to construct the external walls of between 5 and 10 single-story houses utilizing the next generation Hadrian X. So the market loves this announcement. So let's have a look at the chart. A much different chart from Nova I, and what was the other company? Well, Victory Metals. Yeah, I'm not going to put that in the same breath as Nova I. Anyway, so this is the weekly chart. So when you look at the weekly chart, it's just like, who cares? Nothing interesting to see. But in fact, the share price has fallen a fair bit from, well, it's probably a different company back in 2002. So let's go to have a look at the daily chart, because the last 2 weeks, including what's happening today, have been exciting for this company. Share price has been on absolute tear since the 3rd of July, so Wednesday last week. We also seen a massive increase in volume. Someone is excited about this company. Share price up 28% today so far. And this is almost, I would almost consider this a breakout. I'm not the biggest fan of this type of announcement coinciding with a potential breakout. I prefer a positive financial announcement like a profit upgrade, or a company announcing it is now profitable and expect to be profitable forever. That's the sort of announcements I'm looking for. This is, to me, this is just maybe becoming a plaything for day traders. But the market is in love with this company right now. And if you're a day trader, yeah, good luck to you. Good luck. So that's FBR coming in number 3. Number 2, we have, and for disclosure purposes, I'm actually trading this now, Encounter Resources, up 15.75%. New West Arunta high-grade niobium intercepts Crane and Emily. So I am trading. I actually have not even opened up this announcement. So I'm just trading the chart, and it's taking pages. It's a 15-page document. ComSec. It should be open. Shouldn't take you 5 years to open this announcement up. Just watching it crawl along. I mean, this would have been acceptable back in 1996, not in 2024. Okay. Yeah, this is just minor results or drilling results for niobium. high-grade niobium, REE. Is that rare earths? Or is that mineral sands? I can't remember. REE. I always get these mixed up. Well, I'm just going to Google it. Rare earth elements. Yeah, rare earth elements. Okay, so this would go over straight over my head. I don't even know how to interpret niobium results. So what I do is just have a look at how the market reacts, and it's up 15.7%. However, there has been a little bit of selling today because the share price right now is near the low of the day, which tells me there's been a little bit of selling. But that's okay because the share price has been on a run. So Encounter Resources has been on a bit of a run recently. You can see that here. Beautiful takeoff with the share price on the 24th of June, and that announcement was the high-grade niobium intercepts at Creen Carbonatite. And I actually did feature this company a few times, I believe, 1 or 2 times. And I just like how the market reacted after that. There wasn't any massive sell-off. There was a slight sell-off the next day, down 10%, but then we saw buying coming in when the share price got just above 50 cents. And then I decided to take a trade position in this company last week because, again, after 2 big days, up days, the share price just went sideways, which is a good sign that there is some substance to these announcements the company is looking for. Now, even though we haven't seen a lot of, not the candlestick today is not the sort of candlestick that I would declare as it being bullish. It's not a green candlestick. It's sort of like a doji. For those who have never heard of the word doji candlestick, here is a doji. Probably don't have to put in. So a doji is, so it's called a long, well, they have a grove stain doji, long leg doji, dragonfly doji. So doji is just when there's no body. So there's no green or red body. You can just definitely see that with today's candlestick. The very small body, very small body. I'd call these a dojis. Yeah, so that just tells us there's sort of a fight between the bears and the bulls today. Share price overall is up, but there is a fight. And so it's sort of like, another way to put it is the enthusiasm of the sellers is sort of equal to the enthusiasm of the buyers. If the enthusiasm of the buyers was beating the enthusiasm, was greater than the enthusiasm of the sellers, you'd have a green candlestick like we saw back on the 27th and 28th of June. When the share price, you can see a massive green body, that's when the enthusiasm of the buyers just overwhelms the sellers. Today, it's not quite there. Not quite there. But not much resistance moving forward because the share price is at a long-term high, maybe even all-time high for Encounter Resources. So I am trading this, so full disclosure purposes, but share price is up and the chart looks pretty good. That's one of the reasons why this company comes in at number 2. Coming in number 1 is SKS Technologies, up 11%. And for full disclosure purposes, I took a position in this company on open at $1.04. So I was surprised it only opened at $1.04. Share price went to a high of $1.20 within the first hour, has pulled back a little bit. That's okay. Because I think the floor in the share price moving forward will be around about $1. I don't see the share price falling below $1 much, if at all, moving forward. And this was my favorite type of announcement. Well, not quite. This is an upgrade, but it's a revenue upgrade. It's not a profit upgrade. I would have preferred this to be a profit upgrade, but more than likely, if you don't see, this company doesn't see any significant decrease in their margins, this would be a profit upgrade as well. Okay, so let's have a look at the revenue upgrade. And then I'll have a look at the investor briefing. And I got this, wouldn't say that I got this company wrong. I had been trading this company when the share price was range bounding between about 23 cents and about 15 cents. I traded like 2 or 3 times, and then the share price took off. And it's been a 4 or 5 bagger since then. So they now expect annual revenue to be greater than 130 million, which is an increase from previous forecast, which was revenue to be greater than 120 million. So if you took out that greater word, that's a pretty good upgrade. And the forecast revenue, my favorite parts of these announcements is why. Why did you feel the need to upgrade revenue? Well, that's probably not the way to put it, because the need to upgrade revenue is because they've seen the numbers. But why has revenue been upgraded? Why has there been an increase in your expectations? And these are the reasons why. I probably didn't word that enough. So the forecast revenue increase is based on the continually accelerating level of work on hand, boosted by a number of significant contract wins over recent months and weeks, as well as the general health of the business and its ability to fund a substantial level of further growth with its recently increased bank facilities. Moreover, the pipeline of opportunities for new works shows no signs of abating. So I actually did read that and I went, yeah, I've got to take a position in this company. My initial position for a trading, well, not initial, but because I've already traded this in the past, but this is a trading position in this company. And I'm already up. So already up, not quite 10%, but it's close enough to 10%. And the other thing I'll just look at, if you don't know what this company does, they did release an investor briefing. And this is where I got this company wrong. So I am quite bullish on a few other companies to do with data centers. So the data centers itself, but companies dealing with data centers and electrification of not only electrification and the upgrade of infrastructure when it comes to electrification. So we're talking about Genus Plus, Southern Cross Electrical Engineering, and there's a few others I'm probably forgetting, but I think even Mayfair Group, which hasn't seen a share price rise, and if that company releases a profit upgrade, that would be really good. So I got this one a little bit wrong. So I did a lot of research in this company, and I have done quite a few videos on SKS Technologies. So my first one was in August 2021, then I did one in December 2022, and then one in December 2023. And in 2021, I said, this is one for the watch list. So I have known about this company for a while. But reason I knew about this company, if you go to one of these slides, where is it? Here, this slide itself. So they are doing a lot. I'm getting rid of this. So how I knew this company was Autovisual and Smart Building Solutions. And it wasn't until maybe 4 or 5 months ago when I realized electrical, energy management, but definitely electrical was really important and was really one of the growth vehicles for this company. So if we go a little bit further down, here it is, November 2023. $30 million contract win for new data center works. So, yeah. And then another one for data centers. And then $11 million of defense contracts secured. So a few really important announcements delivered from this company, particularly the data center in November 2023. Something I completely missed. And I won't say I'm kicking myself, but if we have a look at the chart, so remember that was in November 2023. If we go back to look at the chart, we'll have a look at the weekly chart first. So I first saw this company back in 2021, and from 2021, when I first did this video, all the way through to late 2023, share price of this company was going sideways. A long-term consolidation period, exactly what I'm looking for. Now, within that consolidation period, there was a little bit of volatility. So I did actually trade this company a few times within this period. And then what happened? When was a breakout? In fact, have a look at two things. Look at the volume. Look at the massive increase in volume. And if we go back to the daily chart, when was a breakout? Let's go back to the breakout was in late November. And that's when we started to see volume increasing. And that coincided with this announcement, the $30 million contract win for new data center works. So if I was paying a little bit more attention, I would have seen that and I would have been way more excited about this company. And I probably would have traded this breakout. Anyway, so share price is on a big run because there's a lot of tailwinds behind this company. That's it. And if you just have a look at the announcement, just not the presentation, but just have a look at the wording in that announcement, very bullish. Now, you might say, management is always going to be bullish about the company. That's not absolutely true. A lot of management teams of companies will be quite frank. If times aren't looking good, if things aren't moving in the right direction for the company, if they're facing headwinds, they will say it in announcements. So this is a really bullish announcement, a revenue upgrade, not quite a profit upgrade, but a really bullish announcement. And that's why I took a position on open this morning. I don't usually do that. But for this case, or in this case, I decided to do it. My only concern was the market had already priced in this to the share price already. And I'm also kicking myself because I saw this little pullback back in May, June, and I was thinking of taking a position in this company about 70 cents. So instead of 70, I've taken a trading position at $1. And again, some more good volume coming in for this company. Okay, so that's SKS Technologies coming in number one, top stocks of the day. So congratulations to the company and shareholders who have been in this company. If you've been in this company for the past 8 months, you've done really well. Okay, so let's have a look at some charts. I just want to have a look at Quick Step. Share price had been a downtrend, not Keysight. Keysight. Quick Step. Is this company's share price breaking it? Not quite. I say no. You can see why. Hopefully you can see why. I'm not saying this is a breakout just yet. It still needs a little bit of work. This could be a move in the right direction, but I'm not just yet there calling this a breakout. It's close. In fact, I was going to say today this could be popping up on my 3-month high watch list. So I'd say this is close to a breakout, but not quite there just yet. I want further proof when it comes to Quick Step. The other one was Medical Developments, MVP. So both of these companies, Quick Step and Medical Developments, are two companies I've been following for a long time. So for Quick Step, I've been following this company since the mid-2010s. I'd say maybe even longer than that, maybe 2013, 14. You can see this chart. There's been no point within that 10-year period where I thought, oh, the chart looks pretty good, or the company is moving in the right direction. There's been only once when it looked like the share price was trying to take off. That was in late 2019, early 2020, and then COVID-19 put a stop to that potential breakout, but I was not interested. Now, Medical Developments was a little bit different because this was, I wouldn't say a cult stock, but there was some really good momentum behind this company from early 2010s all the way through to 2020. This is another company I've been following, but I never took a position in this company, even though the chart looked brilliant. That's a beautiful chart. If you go from share price of like 30 cents to a high of $11. And then unfortunately, this is a company who does is it the green whistle? Like the pain relieving green whistle? I think it's called the green whistle. And I can see this company has been under stress, problems. You can really see that by the chart. So let's have a look at the daily chart. And I'd say it's probably not there yet. Yeah, it's nowhere near close for me to get excited about this company. And yeah, even though the share price is up a lot today, and the volume's not that great either. So not that excited about Medical Developments. Let's have a look at Zip. So this was definitely a breakout. I called it on the 4th of July. This was a potential breakout. And the next day, share price pulled back to that purple box, and now share price has taken off. This is a breakout, which is really interesting because this chart looks pretty good. Now, if you have a look at the firm, which is American Buy Now, Pay Later, this is complete opposite. Share price is actually moving into a downtrend. So a complete different chart, a firm versus Zip, even though they're in exactly the same space, just different countries. Although Zip's still in America, but completely different charts. AEGN, a few companies that are popping up on my watch list or my screeners. So the first one is Jenica. This is a really good looking chart, isn't it? Beautiful chart. Nothing negative to say about this. Breakout occurred in November last year. So if I was actually doing my screeners looking for breakouts, I probably could have bought this because this was looking pretty good. And the share price has doubled since then. And this is another really good day for a Jenica. So I'm not sure why I am resisting buying a trading position in that company. And Actonogen. I've been looking for a pullback. We have not seen a pullback. Very small pullbacks. And this is looking like a very bullish chart as well. A lot of volume coming in. Probably only concern would be day traders, but there's nothing to complain about this chart just yet. I'm just waiting for that pullback, and the pullback has just not happened, just like this company. Waratah Minerals, pullback has not happened. So the big update, 100% increase on the 3rd of July. Been waiting for the pullback, just hasn't happened. Just too much enthusiasm from buyers for that pullback in the share price. And this is without doubt a breakout. What I want to see is that pullback, and then I want to see a bit of strength in the share price. Sort of like what we've seen with because sold today. So we saw a really big pullback in the share price, and the selling stopped on Friday. In fact, we saw some buying coming in, and today share price is up 5.5%. Yep, that's what I want to see. This sort of pullback, and then share price hopefully will take off. TTT, Titomic, had a really good day on Friday. A little bit of pullback today, which is sometimes what I want, but just too much volatility in this company right now. I'll probably be able to see that when we look at we'll look at the 1 minute chart. No, we'll look at the 5 minute chart. Yeah, share price just took off, broke out on 3rd of July, 2:40 p.m. There's the breakout, and the share price took off. You could have bought at about 8.6 cents, almost doubled your money in a fairly short period of time if you're maybe day trading this or something. I probably should look at that. Look at 5 minute charts, or maybe even hour charts. What if you look at an hour chart for this? Yeah, you got the same signal for both. Okay, so it's Titomic, but it has moved. Ooh, that's interesting. Share price did bounce off 10 cents at midday, and that's exactly what you want to see. And right now, Titomic share price is hovering around 11 cents. So you don't want to see the share price fall below 10 cents. You'll see massive amount of buyers right on 10 cents. So they're waiting for sellers to panic and sell at 10 cents, which should be and is, just based off the amount of buyers, is a really important support level. Don't know why you put any buy bids at 9.9 cents, because if it falls through 10 cents, that could be a little bit bearish. Anyway, so it looks pretty good for Titomic. A nice little pullback in that company today. LRV, this company did pop up onto my radar. Was it last week? Yeah. Don't have a look at the 1 hourly chart. Have a look at the daily chart. Oh, this is why. Yeah, it hit my crossover, 50 and 200 day moving average crossover on Friday, and we have seen a share price pull back today for some reason. This could be a buy the dip situation. In fact, if you have a look at the trading for this company today, so share price closed at 13 cents on Friday, open at 11 cents. So it was on open where we saw the selling. Right on open, exactly on open. Not sure why. Yeah, you see that sort of chart. You don't know why to be selling on open. It's sort of a rush of selling on open. And Kneppy, so I was hoping this would be a breakout, but I have a feeling today, yep, I'm saying this is not a breakout. Look at that. Beautiful day on Friday. Potential for a breakout, up 14.57%. And today it's down 10%. And just put a complete, 10.6%, and share price down from back where it began. And that's sometimes why I want to wait for confirmation of a breakout. Just compare that chart to, say, what are the other charts? To Waratah Minerals, you didn't see any selling. Had the big up day, and then share price kept on going up. So no selling. That's sometimes why I want to see or wait a few days before I buy on a potential breakout, because sometimes you'll see selling en masse like we have seen on Kneppy today. Yep. And it's just shareholders who have bought in high prices have seen the opportunity to sell, and there's been very little buying enthusiasm today. And because the selling enthusiasm has overwhelmed the buying enthusiasm, share price plunges like we have seen today. Let's have a look at the hourly chart. Has it been all day? Yep, look at that. The selling began in the first hour and has been unrelenting ever since. Okay, that's all I've got for today's video. I was going to maybe do one comment. Maybe I can do one comment. No, I won't. I'll leave that for another video. This video has gone on long enough. Okay, that's all I got for today's video. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.